I can join in.
Hail! All hail the king and queen! I haven't got a trumpet. Budget restrictions.
I mean,
hang on. Actually, two at once. Hang on.
I have a panda.
Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to BunkaMania Wrestling. If you're listening on the audio version, I am sorry you've just deafened your eardrums with incessive aggressive tooting. But hello, welcome to BunkaMania Wrestling. We are live on Twitch, also over on YouTube as well, and we are here to talk all things WWE King and Queen of the Ring, which happened last night in Jeddah of Saudi Arabia. And I am, of course, the Dekker Dane, your host for this episode, and I'm joined by our regular contributors to the show. First, in the middle, we have Harriett, aka MangaGirl. How are we doing?
yes, not too bad. I'm slightly out of breath after the party pop. My own fault. But I'm doing good. I'm good, yes.
And of course, at the far end, with his panda, or as in the chat has just pointed out, Stitch's panda, it is MattyBoo. MattyBoo Twitches. How are you doing, MattyBoo?
This panda has my look all over it. I'm doing great. Hi, everybody. I wasn't given the brief that we had to have like kazoos and party things. So I had nothing. I had nothing but my FOMO. And I'm not out of breath, but you guys always leave me breathless. Hi, I'm Matty. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Hello. Yes, we are going to be talking all things King and Queen of the Ring. We're going to do a little show review. I don't think this is going to be too long of an episode today. I think we're going to be about an hour or so today. We'll be chatting all things that happened at the show, all the things that we noticed during the show, all that sort of stuff as well. So if you want to get involved in the chat, you want to let us know what you thought about the show in Jeddah, then please do get in touch via the comment boxes or in the chat if you're watching on Twitch or on YouTube. We will read out comments as they come along. Right, so we went from, I think as we described going on air, just before going on air, we've gone from filler of WWE Backlash in France to somewhat filler in King and Queen of the Ring, because some of this stuff had implications for the next couple of months coming up. And then others was just kind of like, oh, yes, these are things that we know are just going to be A-okay. And probably one storyline development in the case of the Women's World Championship. So let's just start off with initial thoughts, as we always do. What did we think of the show in general?
Yeah, it was fine. I think it was fun. Like you said, I think it was very predictable, but I think unless it's not a big pay-per-view at the moment, it seems like most of the shows are somewhat what's going to happen just to help build storyline going along. But I think there was a couple of things we weren't expecting, so that was one good unpredictability factor. But as a whole, I thought it was good. In general, the matches were great, all of them watchable, which is good. It's always a good thing in WWE. So that was nowadays. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good, yeah.
Yeah, Matty.
I think it was a pretty reasonable start to the road to SummerSlam, because SummerSlam is the secondary big show of the WWE. It served its purpose on telling us what our main events were going to be. I before we got started on the recording, I likened this to apologies if this just flies over your head, but in anime, we have certain kinds of filler, which is nothing to do with the main driving storyline of the show, to the point where they even consider it non-canonical. And then we have other fillers on other anime, which is also blatantly filler, but things happen in that filler, which then bleeds into the main storyline. Hey, original Sailor Moon, I'm looking at you. And I think King and Queen of the Ring was this. It was a show with consequential things happening in it. It was not the main show, but it was a show that will feed into larger shows down the road, even though it looked as big as a WrestleMania when you looked at the presentation. Yeah, that's exactly what I think.
Nice. doing a slight tweak there. Right. I thought generally the show in itself was fine. There's nothing too much to kind of write home about. Well, but it's good. There was good wrestling action. Half the time now, I think the norm of having at least decent wrestling action on a WWE PLE now is the norm. The nice thing is we know the action is going to be fairly solid. It's usually now the story beats or the story elements that we have to kind of have a look and pay attention to. I mean, kind of, yes, it's in Saudi Arabia. That's been on. We've talked about this many times about the location, but it's like, unlike I'd say the previous one, which was Crown Jewel last year, which was just kind of all right. It was the definition of filler. This one, yes, I think because of the SummerSlam implications of the King and Queen tournaments and the developments of one Liv Morgan. Yeah, I think it's half moving forward, half kind of going, hey, look, Cody. That sort of stuff. Yes. So why don't we run through the show? We will talk about the kickoff match as well, which was Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair defending their tag team belts against Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Now, I'm just going to put it out there now. Love Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, but my God, their Titantron is so appalling.
It was terrible.
It was so thrown together in the most boring way possible.
It's like someone in the back office just went, I want green. All right, what else? I'll just put the names on it. Anything else? Nah.
Just throwing a few effects.
Green, their names, make them dress like they're ready to do some DIY work in their outfit. It's like they had like the boiler suits was like, yes, we're going to do some DIY. It's like, oh my. Obviously, I appreciate why the outfits are as they are. Yeah. But
could have more pizzazz. That's
more pizzazz.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit more character, because majority of the outfits on the show when it came to women's matches, yes, had character to them. We'll talk about Liv and Becky later. We will very shortly. And then you had Jade and Bianca in matching pink and kind of diamond jewel encrusted as well. So it's like, yes, they are a team. They are a proper team. And I think the nice thing is, well, they're demonstrating that being in a tag team is and showing their chemistry as a team, and that look, they're actually thinking themselves as a team rather than just going, oh, we've just been put together. All right then, fine, off we go. The result in this match was never in any doubt, to be perfectly honest. It was just simple. Candice and Indy are the heels. They work over Bianca. Obviously, they target a bit of the knee because that knee's been the bane of Bianca's sort of recent troubles in WWE in terms of storylines. And then eventually Jay gets in there, power, all that sort of stuff. Ends with a really gnarly sort of wheelbarrow DDT and then into a wheelbarrow suplex, which is a really cool like double team finisher.
Yep.
Did get kind of like silly when Jay was trying to do a kip up and Bianca just pushed out. I said, no, I'm going to pin. No kip up. Don't you dare kip up. Just let me do the pin. And of course they won. Again, the results never in doubt, but it's like, I do generally feel like it does feel, looking at it, I do feel Jade is coming on quite nicely in WWE. Yeah. I think she's very, very comfortable in that. Okay, we can kind of look back at the Jade Nia Queen of the Ring semi-final or quarterfinal thing, which was just bizarre. But then it's like, all right, fine. It's a little blip. It's a little blip, but I'd say everything else has been kind of been really, really good with presentation and an in-ring stuff. Yeah. It's a nice thing.
Yes. It was predictable, especially because now Shayna and name escapes me has a title match with the tag team in the future. So I think people Zoe Stark. So I think people question why was it Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. It's just like, no, just throw them in, you know.
I mean,
just a match.
Yeah.
I think the rationale is, well, they're the contenders for the championship titles. Doesn't matter who the blinking holders are going to be. Still didn't make much sense, but it was a pre-show match. I think we all knew how this was going to go. So
yeah. It was predictable, but it was still a good way to showcase, and especially the debut of that finisher. Oh, that was a That was a good finisher. That was very much so.
It might be a finisher. It might be like a one and done sort of thing. Like, we're just going to do this one thing, and then we'll do another sort of strange power combination for a pinfall victory. They change out like every match. They're doing something really more powerful for their pinfalls and stuff like that. Really cool. I like that idea of. I like that dynamic with Jade and Bianca.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we got Zoe and Shayna are probably waiting in the rings. We've got the returning Sonya Deville came back on Monday on Raw.
Oh yeah.
Wanting to talk to them, wanting to kind of talk to them about business.
That was a very nice surprise, especially in the day where everything is shared on social media. It's just like, oh hello.
Hello, Sonya.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a stable coming. That'll be nice.
I think she's going to become their manager. I think they're going to mold Shayna and Zoe into the ultimate like fighting duo, and Sonya, who, let's call it what it is, even though Shayna, I believe, is the most experienced out of the three in terms of like sure time out there. On paper and on screen, in very much the kayfabe way, Sonya has been the most on screen in the public eye. So they'll probably mold her into the I can turn you into something. I can be an asset to you. I can be like your coach, your manager, your driving force.
Yeah.
So this is going to be something cool to see.
Yeah, and considering most of Shayna's gimmicks, apart from when she was SmackDown manager for a very long time, it seemed like it never ended. It was mostly the fighter aspect. Like it was usually like boxing gloves, kickboxing, that sort of stuff. So combining the three sort of combat-esque members of the roster together, that actually kind of seems very appealing. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. Hopefully it's not just like it's just something we'll just do for a month and then forget about it. But we haven't had that. We haven't had that too much in WWE at the moment, so that's not too bad.
No.
So, main show starts with the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, or World Championship. Sorry, I should say World Championship, not World Heavyweight Championship, even though it's technically big gold. And just in a lovely white stripe as well. We were talking about how the design of the belt suits the women's division more than probably the men's, which is because it's a nice belt.
So full transparency, we tried a little thing yesterday, and the three of us actually watched together remotely. So we actually watched the pay-per-view like synced as one viewing experience, and I was very, very impassioned about the idea of the World Heavyweight Championship just suiting the women more. I think it's a very, very strong looking women's title. So yeah, the white just suits that belt so much more. I think the Intercontinental Championship would look brilliant with a white strap as well.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. I think it's the black that makes it look a bit
maybe back to classic Intercontinental. And obviously not the full original. I mean, it had a nice innings. I'm okay with the Intercontinental design. I think as long as it's halftime, you don't really think much about the belt with that one. You just think more about the matches. And considering most of them were with Gunther for the last 2 or so years,
I've been incredible.
Yeah. So this is Becky as champion taking on Liv Morgan, who's challenging. And the big precursor going into this, ahead of the match, Dominic Mysterio, stranded puppy of mummy, who is still off injured. He's flown all the way out to Jeddah to ensure that Liv Morgan does not win the championship because she injured Rhea. And Rhea had to vacate. So Dominic's there going like, I'm not going to let you take the belt because mummy will be very sad.
It made sense. It made sense. And he even mentioned the fact, I did travel all the way over here just to do that. You know what was more silly? The fact that AJ Styles traveled all the way to Australia just to slam a chair into the back of LA Knight.
I forgot about that.
There was no foreboding on that one. This one had foreboding and logic behind it. Yes. So the first thing that did strike out on this match, even before the bell rang, outfits. This was, I think, as we were watching, we dubbed this the Battle of Classical Music because Becky was in like this like conductor's tuxedo with like a flat cap. I think it was partially Peaky Blinders inspired. I think we were talking about partially it was Peaky Blinders.
2 things got thrown in. Somebody showed a graphic with the Eurythmics. And then somebody else mentioned another singer, and I can't remember. Oh, Liza Minnelli was another one thrown out there.
Oh my!
Whoa!
Yeah, so I've had in the span of like 12 hours, I've seen two graphics. One with Liza Minnelli, and the other one being Annie Lennox. Annie Lennox, I can totally see. I can totally see that. But there was no mixing up here. Liv was 100% Brittany, and I was there for it.
Oh yeah. Just with more like leather straps and buckles and all that. It was like 2.0 because she's worn that kind of outfit before. So yeah.
So Becky versus Liv, really good back and forth. Chemistry between them is solid. I think when they were good, they were going to have a good match either way. I think a lot of this was more about the story. There's some really nice moments in the match. I mean, Becky went for disarmer, Morgan reversed it into Rings of Saturn, and then Becky reversed it again back into disarmer. It was a good sort of back and forth sort of element to the match. But the whole foreboding of Dominic going, "I'm gonna stop you from taking the belt," that came into the end because Dominic, when Becky looked like she had the match won, Dominic turns up, just standing by the belt, casually going, "Oh, don't mind me, I'm just by this belt. It's fine,
Right?
It's fine. Just carry on. It's fine."
I will not repeat what I said when we were watching it together. I will not repeat what I said. I don't want to cause Harriet to blush again. But also, this is a family show, God damn it.
I just love the stare Becky was giving because even you pointed out, Ian, it was just like, "Oh no, he's there. Dom's there.
Dom's there.
He's there." And I was just like,
Dom's
I can see it now.
And Dom has the bright idea of going, "Hey, Becky, I know you're a baby face, but do you want to use this chair?" And Becky's just going, "Why would I want to use a chair? It's like, it makes no sense." But Liv capitalized with a DDT to it, and then Oblivion. And 1, 2, 3, Liv is the women's world champion. And I think we've got a nice storyline with this now because there's been the whole sort of backstage stuff of Liv and Dominic in the background, not necessarily addressing things, and it kind of gives I kind of fantasy booked this in the chat yesterday, and I just kind of said, well, Liv's going to hold the belt till Rhea comes back. It'll be Rhea versus Liv, but Dom's going to turn on Rhea in that first match to align with Liv. That's why I think it is going, because there is no chance in hell when Rhea comes back she's a heel again.
No, she's too over.
Her and Damien both together. I mean, their characters are now like too beloved now for them to go down the dark route.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of because Finn, JD, and now somehow Carlito.
And for no reason, Carlito.
Yeah,
that's cool. It's like, great, Carlito. What are you here for? Cool apples. Goth apples. Cool goth apple kids.
Sour apples. The sourest of apples.
It's like, why does that apple have purple skin? But it's cool.
There was a great meme. I'll just interject quickly of because Carlito doesn't have the mustache anymore, but Dom has. So someone was saying, they've done the transfer.
Mustache.
Oh god. So it's kind of probably with Dom being the new leader, maybe. I don't know. Take it.
Would you? It's like,
I wouldn't. No.
I can't imagine Dom being like stepping up and going, "I'm gonna beat them. They're gonna be Judgment Day 2.0."
He's actually looking up to Damien. It's like, "I'm gonna beat you."
I'm gonna be leader.
I think this is going to be a full disbandment with possibly like two of them becoming a tag team. And I think that's all she wrote there. But I still want Rhea and Damien at least to be like orbiting each other because the two of them together are just incredible.
You could have like when it all goes down and Liv and Dom betrays mummy. Yes, exactly. I've just seen Burke in the chat. There we go. So yes, this is like Dom betrays mummy. Danny returns to WWE and knees Dom in the face. So that might be. I don't know when Buddy Matthews' contract's coming up with AEW. I mean, he's quite embroiled in a story with Edge at the moment with House of Black in AEW. But that if the stars aligned, that would have been kind of perfect as well. And there you go, Rhea and Buddy together. Oh, that'd be good. because they wouldn't go because it's like Buddy was just showing really good things in WWE before he got released. So hopefully there's a chance.
His work rate is right up there alongside Kenny Omega. How do you ruin that? Like, how do you seriously ruin that?
Because like he had some really good matches against Reigns pre Bloodline. I think pre-pandemic it was the weird storyline of who tried to run over Roman Reigns. Was it Daniel Bryan?
Oh my God,
Eric Rowan, this person that kind of looks like Eric Rowan but isn't Eric Rowan, or is it Buddy Murphy?
One of the most versatile cruiserweight championships during that whole 205 Live thing. I think Buddy Matthews was an incredible champion and showed so much promise.
Yeah.
Years, but yes, going back to obviously just finishing up with Liv and Becky here. I think there was no doubt Liv was probably going to win the belt this way, or kind of was going to win the belt, because there's also the other thing that still hasn't probably been. I don't know if there's been a report yet from Fightful Infinite, but Becky, I don't think, still signed a new contract.
Still hasn't,
and I think it runs out imminently. So it's
about
kind of
a fortnight.
Yeah. So it kind of just makes sense to Liv to take the belt now. And at least, and again, it's like we've got some nice foundation for a story moving forward, and I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
That's a good sign. Right, and then we move over to the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn defended against Chad Gable, who is definitely not becoming Kurt Angle more and more now, judging by the crowd.
God.
And big Bronson Reed. You know why he's big? Because the Titantron made him big. He's so big he can take down buildings. and he's just pure power.
He's the new kaiju.
Exactly. So we had Chad arriving in boxing attire, ready for he had these proper wrestling singlet. Had the Olympics logo in the background.
Yeah, he did.
Quite nice.
It was very good. Yeah,
quite nice. Otis was there for storyline reasons, clearly, and which we will get onto. Maxine Green turned up in pure gold.
Yep.
Which was, oh, hello, Maxine, and then Maxine gets sent to the back. It's like,
bye, Maxine.
It's like, how did you get here, Maxine? Why are you in bright colorful gold?
I had feelings. I stated those feelings. I'm not going to repeat those feelings here.
So Maxine was there for all but 5 seconds before Chad went, no, get back. Go back into the back.
He got the hype that he wanted, and then it was just like, okay, you're fine. Go back.
We all know to boo this man and to chant, you suck, a la Kurt Angle.
And the crowd definitely did.
They're so molding him into the next Kurt Angle when really he should be the first Chad Gable. But while he's there, he's just incredible.
Yeah.
He's got to sail through this before he can really break out as his own guy. But I reckon he should have broken out as his own guy a long time ago. I will say this. Sorry, Harriet. I'm just going to finish my thought, then I'll just swat it back over your way. This was my favorite match of the entire card. I genuinely ate this whole thing up. Anyway, Harriet.
No, I was just going to say that in regards to now it's under a new era. I think now it's Chad's time to shine. It's kind of the same with Buddy Matthews before. Wrong time, wrong moment sort of thing. But hopefully with Chad, because now with this new kind of stable, hopefully starting soon. Hopefully it might go
2.0 with the Creed brothers, probably.
They're basically rebuilding the diamond mine with the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile.
Yeah. I tell you something, WWE loves a stable at the moment and managers, so definitely
you're a stable. You're a stable. You're all stables. Sorry.
Just look at NXT back when it was fully run by Triple H. You had people like Sanity. The Authors of Pain was more like a tag team with a manager, but there was like so many groups there, and that's because Triple H has a strong influence from like the old NWA era and what was going on in Japan. He may say he's not very much savvy about what goes on out there, but he is. Look at New Japan with all of its stables. Look at Stardom, where everyone is in a stable. There is no breakout single person in Stardom. They've all got to be in a faction. This is very strongly influenced with other international promotions.
So going back to the match just briefly. So we've got Chad made his arrival. Bronson came in. Sammy had a nice little video package, just kind of recounting the last time he was in Saudi. I know when he was over there for Night of Champions for the tag team battle. I think he did have a match at Crown Jewel. I just can't remember who against for the life of me.
Yeah.
And then yes, for a good old fashioned crazy move after crazy move freeway. To be perfectly honest,
the tower off of the top rope that stands out, and oh my god, Gable can bench press literally 3 times his own body mass.
Oh gosh, yeah, that lift.
That suplex. Holy crikey.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because that was one of the final moves towards the end, because you had things like you had I'm going to grab your leg and put you in an ankle lock. My leg. So I think it was like Gable locked it onto Sammy, then Sammy, I think, locked it onto Gable. Gable reversed, and then Bronson just went, I've got your leg as well now. I think everyone just went for broke, which was really good to see. Even the Bronson Reed top rope suicida just completely like, no, Bronson. Oh no, he did. It was a good thing for him to do. It was just like, but it's like you don't seem to do that a lot in WWE matches. So when he pulls that out, it's clearly big power move time.
Yeah.
But yes, it was the I'm going to do a German suplex on you. Nope, I'm going to do German suplex on you. I'm just going to German suplex all of you in one go. It was insane.
I will interject this with Bronson is much more than the guy you pin an easy pin on. He should be a breakout real soon, and it annoys me that every time he gains any kind of traction, because of things being the way they are, he gets kneecapped every time. Like when he first got released, it was when he was at the highest point in NXT, where he was like the North American champion. He'd just been called up, and then they did nothing with him for like 2 weeks and then released him. His time in Impact Wrestling was very, very short. He went over to New Japan, and his stock grew so quickly, so rapidly. They put him in a feud with Okada. And as soon as that happened, WWE were like, hey, would you like to come back to us?
Well, at that time, I think Trips was getting back his favorites, or the people he was caring for, and he didn't want to release. So basically, it's like, I want you back, Dexter Lumis. I mean, we haven't seen Dexter Lumis, but I think we will be seeing him very, very soon anyway.
Then do something with him, Dane.
They're going to. It's called the Wyatt Six. Or Uncle Howdy's Funky Family Fun Bunch.
That's Dexter. I mean Bronson Reed.
Oh, Bronson Reed. Sorry.
I think, though, he was going to be in Elimination Chamber, but then at the time he became a dad. I think that was the tie. That was kind of, again, right time, wrong moment.
Again, circumstances.
Circumstances. Yeah. So
I think there will be something for Bronson to do down the line. There is definitely going to be something for him. It's just at the moment there's already paths laid out for Zayn, for Gable, and all that. So it's just trying to just put them back together, or just trying to just get them aligned so then Bronson can benefit off it. That's the way.
Yeah.
But the match comes the last big dramatic moment of the match. Gable's got Zayn. He's telling Otis, "Come on, Otis. Beat him up, give him a big punch, give him a big clothesline so I can win the belt." And Otis tries first, goes, "No, he's my friend." And then Gable gets really annoyed. He slaps him. And Otis goes, "Okay, we'll try it. We'll do this." Otis goes, Sammy moves out the way, back into the ring. Chad gets clotheslined out the match. Yep. And in the chaos, Sami Zayn lands on a haluva kick on Bronson, pins him, end the match. It was a fun freeway. There's storyline implications coming for Otis. I do love Otis's facial reactions.
I know.
It's when he just he's kind of squinting. He's kind of looking menacingly squinting, confused at the same time. It's just like I'm trying to do it on the camera. It's like
yeah.
You don't know if he's angry, sad, or upset.
And he's trying to process things. It's like, hang on, reaction coming.
Otis has always been incredible in that way. It's what really works with him. Him and Gable together, whether it's feuding against each other or working with each other, have always been a great duo together. Maxine, again, her stuff in this storyline is also in both separate terms and together is fueling this as well. I don't think we shouldn't overlook her in all this as well. The only person lost in the shuffle in all of this is Akira Tozawa, which is a shame because he's an incredible wrestler.
Yeah, but you could move over back to NXT, rebuild the character up.
True.
Become like the tough cruiserweight he was in the Cruiserweight Classic when he first joined WWE.
Oh, he was bloody great then.
Yeah, a lot of the scream was that kick, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
he had a really good theme as well. I liked his theme, his initial theme.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sammy, obviously hero of the country, got for the win there. I don't know where. I feel Chad and Zayn is still not over. I think this feud will eventually end with Chad getting that belt. I feel like that it is going to happen at some point.
It's going to happen.
It's going to be a big event, so either Money in the Bank or SummerSlam, one or the other. I'm guessing. Because the whole thing with Otis still kind of, well, I'm friends with Sammy, but also have to stay loyal to Chad. That's going to escalate. So, yeah, I think there's at least one more big match at least, but there will be like another build up to it with, the Cable brothers joining possibly as well. But yeah, it's not the last. With Bronson, I don't know what's going to happen going forward because, that was, I think he's out of that running for now. Yeah. Unless they kind of throw him in on the next show, attacking both of them as revenge. Even Otis maybe having a match against Otis.
Yeah.
That
could be a thing. That could be a thing. We will have to see. Moving on, we go into now. Before the match begins, we've got some Barrett bracketology.
Oh, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
I'm going to talk to you about brackets, not the ones you install on the walls or hang on like shelves, but I'm going to talk to you about tournament brackets. So this is one of two bracketology or Barrettologies. Where Barrett's is clearly agrees. I'm in a studio. I'm in a green screen. I'm forever in perpetual darkness. Telling us the journey, how we got to Lyra Valkyria versus Nia Jax for the Queen of the Ring. So we have. I think a lot of. I mean, I kind of thought Lyra was going to take this, to be perfectly honest.
Same.
But, because you had that sort of like David versus Goliath feeling. I mean, Lyra even came down with the feathered wings. She's got feathers.
Right.
Oh, that's
absolutely
amazing. See, if you're going to wear black, you have to go with the aesthetic of goth.
Yeah.
And kind of
feathers.
And feathers, yes.
Worked for her.
It
worked for her and worked for Rhea. Yeah. No, I didn't think that Lyra was going to win this at all. And and it's going to be a hot take. I think the Queen of the Ring actually suits Nia more going forward, at least in this year. Lyra was incredible in NXT. We are in a reset mode with her at the moment. I don't like part of the character they've given her where she's like extremely happy and surprised she's winning matches. Well, yeah, of course you're winning matches. You're Lyra freaking Valkyria. What the hell? But every NXT guy who's been on the top of the pole there has this moment of transition where they literally just start them from the bottom and build them back up. And this is what she's going at the moment.
I would say the only kind of, I think there are two small, I think, exceptions to that, and that's back in early days of NXT call-ups. You had Finn Balor, who kind of joined day one and then managed to get like a championship shot for Universal Championship and won it before it had to vacate it. And Kevin Owens turned up and beat John Cena on his first match on the main roster.
And then you get people like Sami Zayn, who had the immediate hard reset. You had like Pac, who was incredible in NXT, but then they gave him a cape. You know,
he's a superhero.
Like
a groove.
Those were some solid choices and some solid exceptions you brought there. But 9 times out of 10, this is what happens to nearly everyone in that system.
But I think it is a very good positive that she's in the final here because it shows that they have plans for her, or hopefully they do have plans
I really hope so. She's incredible.
Because the majority of the match is basically Lyra trying to get the offense going, and then Nia just kept kind of going, nope. And then it all comes to a head. I think the big thing was basically, the big thing coming out of this was basically I think she was trying, not like Lyra was trying to do something from the top rope, and then it just ended with just Lyra just falling just onto the mat seconds later by a falling sitting Nia Jax. It's like, oh, and I've won.
I missed that. I actually missed the finish. I had to go off to do some for about a couple of minutes.
I think I let out a scream. I think at the point,
yeah,
you both
I heard,
gone, and I was just like, ah!
I heard you on the PC or the tablet. I think, yeah, I had the tablet. I heard you scream, and then Soph bellowed at me, "Nia's won it!" I went, "What?"
Yeah.
Like, even though I had Nia to win, it still took me by surprise, and I came back into the room. It was like, wow. And how did she win? Oh, she just sat on a what, like Yokozuna?
Yes, pretty much.
Very much, yeah.
Pretty much. But no, I think Queen of the Ring is well deserved for Nia. I mean, she's come back. She's been extraordinarily better than her first run. For even small character moments, just in good matches with Becky, for example. Yeah, I think it's deserved.
I think so. I think I even said it yesterday. I love this run with Nia. I think she's having fun. I mean, she got a bit emotional, obviously, after that, but then she went straight back into heel mode and just like, I don't care about any of you. This is all about me, sort of thing. I mean, I had Lyra down to win, but it makes sense for Nia to win. And I know she's gonna have so much fun. It's gonna be kind of like the King Booker sort of thing, where she'll probably over exaggerate it to the point. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just really looking forward to this moment of being queen.
I expect her attire to match the crown. I'm expecting white and gold. And I think out of the two who won the tournament, the one who is probably going to really go for the Queen gimmick. I know Zelina Vega went for the Queen gimmick.
She did as well,
yeah.
But I can really see Nia Jax really going, I'm the Queen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be that guy and say that was pretty much one of the second to last times we'll see those crowns, because it very much felt to me like, well, you've gained the crown. This is now your shot at SummerSlam. So I think that the actual King and Queen stuff will disappear very rapidly. But it was nice to see. I mean, the only reason why I say that is just because of the way that spoilers, Gunther treats the crown later on.
I have a feeling Nia had a tiny crown, as we saw.
She had a dinky one.
So she might put it in her hair as a hair.
Like little Mina Samuels type stuff.
Yeah, I'd like that if they did.
Well, the fact is, Gunther wouldn't wear it because it's beneath him. It's like he's there for the wrestling. He's not there for pageantry. He's not there to have trumpets like this.
Oh,
trumpets
God.
Trumpets like that. Trumpets serenading him down. I mean, you could have had Ludwig Kaiser. Ludwig Kaiser could have been in a nice sort of page boy outfit. He could have been in a page boy outfit, just going, here's the king Gunther.
Oh my God.
And then instead of the Gunther, you just have the big trumpets going, rolling red carpet. He's coming out on a motorized platform, crown in one hand, scepter in the other, just waving it happily.
Oh my God.
We've been robbed of pageantry here.
It could still happen. We have Raw coming up. Could.
But judging by the way he just sort of looked to the colonel and went, I won crown.
I saw a great video on TikTok this morning of, like the meme, you've dropped this, king. And he literally, it was someone handing the crown. He looked around and he just picked up and said, oh, this is very pretty, but I don't need a crown to tell me that. So carrying on walking. I'm like,
yeah, that's Gunther.
Yeah.
So Nia's now got a date with women's champion at SummerSlam. It's probably going to be Bayley. The SmackDown before this show, Bayley beat Chelsea Green in a match and then got very nastily beaten up by Piper Niven. So I think your Clash at the Castle match is going to be Bayley versus Piper Niven because it's Scotland. So why not? Yeah. It's going to be interesting when it comes to SummerSlam. It may Nia might actually take the belt. Maybe, who knows?
Probably. Has she had the championship?
Yes, she had.
She won it from Alexa Bliss at WrestleMania, and it ended with a "Be a Star" Be a superstar.
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
It was the whole.
It was the
It was-
anti-bullying shit.
It was
Oh.
it was the anti-bullying with like a systematic sort of like sprinkled in. Hey, you're fat, which wasn't great for both those ladies because Alexa obviously had her eating disorders. So it was not a pretty time, but I think it was well earned at the time. It was a good moment at WrestleMania. Genuine feelings from Noah as well at that point.
Yeah.
But yes, it's going to be really, really interesting. This very much, I said this at the beginning of the show, but this felt like a proper kickoff to the road to SummerSlam.
Yeah.
As much as I think about the show overall, things like this is where you build up to then the main show a few months down the line, and stuff like this.
Yes. So we go for the Queen of the Ring to the King of the Ring, where Gunther, who we've already said has won this, so it's in the title.
Sorry.
So Gunther taking on Randy Orton for the King of the Ring. I think for a while I did have like Gunther pegged to win this, but the more they kept going on about the Randy's never won King of the Ring, and Randy and Cody might be a match for SummerSlam, and it's like, no, don't toy us with this.
I hate that you made me change your mind during this show. I was so convinced it was Gunther. I was so convinced, and then you drove a hard bargain. You really put it out there about how it should be Randy.
But it's like because we were talking after watching the show yesterday. We were talking about how on earth the championship matches are going to kind of go along.
Yeah,
because obviously Gunther's having won this match is going to challenge at SummerSlam. But we've still got a couple of PLEs before. So we've got Clash of the Castle, which is now announced as Drew versus Priest. So it's kind of like, will Drew win that? Will Priest win that? Yeah. It's like 50-50. And then you've got Money in the Bank. And then you've got SummerSlam, which is before Bash in Berlin. And you kind of think, well, wouldn't you want Gunther to kind of win it in the neighboring country of Austria? Maybe. I don't know. It's just a thought. But yeah, so it's like trying to figure out the plans. Where it's simple, Randy versus Cody, just go, yeah, there you go. And then you've got 2 months to build up their friends. Not anymore storyline.
I will tell you the even bigger underlining story behind all of this. And when you look at this and watch how this whole match played out, I think you could be on my side here. I don't think it's a retirement angle per se, but I do think it's going to be a crisis of confidence story where the entire underlining thing throughout this entire match, no matter what Randy did, his own offense was taking a toll on his own body.
Yeah,
like literally everything he was doing was breaking him down. Like it at the end of the day, it wasn't Gunther who defeated him. Randy defeated Randy. Randy defeated Randy because his own body was breaking down on him. And I don't know where this is leading, but I would have like plotted out a really, really great like end of story for somebody. This right here is where it should start, because I think it was in my debut for BunkaMania when we brought up, when did something happen to Randy during a match? And I thought I pegged it down from when he did the little twirl, crack onto the ground, and then that started immediately favoring his shoulder. And now I'm thinking a lot of this is just great selling from Randy, but they're leaning into it now, and they're leaning into it hard, where no matter what Randy does, if you put him in a match, his body is going to compete against him. And I'm sort of digging this. I hope Randy is genuinely okay, but I'm liking where this is going, like subtle nuances wise. This is great stuff.
It's not only the only kind of storyline like that's going on, because there was a backstage segment on SmackDown with AJ going into Nick Aldis's office and going, hey, I want another shot at the championship. I don't have much time left. So it's like, are we starting the retirement storyline for AJ as well? So it's kind of like, it'll be fascinating to see, because obviously they went to war in King of the Ring for this year, so it's interesting. But no, I think that is a strong possibility for a good storyline for Randy over the summer, which might very well lead to a Cody match at some point. Going, no, I'm going to overcome this to try and beat the championship. He probably won't take the belt off Cody, but you can. I think there is a great opportunity now, considering the change in how things are being booked and planned. I think there's a great opportunity for the stories to actually be good, and for people like Randy to be actually invested in it as well. So I think that is a possibility. I mean, there's a lot of talk about the pin, which was not great.
It wasn't great. Only one shoulder touched the ground.
Yeah,
even I said afterwards, I think only one of Randy's shoulders is
No,
down.
it has been. It was confirmed after the show. They had an interview with Triple H, and he was like, "Well, I see your point, but the referee's decision is final. So we will see."
That could be a good angle going forward, though. Like Randy said, "Well, you didn't pin me properly, so
yeah." So they could very well have a rematch at Clash at the Castle.
I wouldn't mind.
Just to sort it out. Just to kind of go, okay, we've addressed it. We're going to deal with it. Yeah. He's now won it properly. Let's move on.
The build itself, it was just like the match itself was very. It was long. A lot. That was long.
I think you were off doing something at the time, but me and Harry were having a conversation about how long did we think this was going. I think Harry said 15 minutes.
Yes.
And I said no, because we pegged a scheduling how this would finish, and Harry said about 15 minutes will finish at 8. I went, nah. They're gonna peg for time. They're gonna hold for time until at least 8:15 because we've got one more match after this.
Yeah.
And ultimately, once everything was said and done and all the admin was done and out the way, I was kind of right. It finished at about somewhere between 5 and 8. And by the time all the post match stuff was done and carried out and a few promos was done, that was pretty much 8:15. This match was long, and because of some of the padding there, it kind of takes it down a few notches for me. I did say it was a crap match, far from it.
Yeah.
But I think because of the sheer scale of the longevity of it, because I kept saying, this is a Randy Orton match booked by Triple H. It's going to go long. It kind of took me out, and you could see as well every kind of back-based offense Gunther ever carried out towards Randy. You could see he was pulling his punches, pulling his strikes, being overly gentle towards Randy. And once you see it, it kind of goes, there's certain things Gunther's not allowed to do here.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was the greatest match on the card, but I think it was a good match despite that.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
I mean, I thought it would be my match of the night, but it wasn't.
No.
But I still enjoyed it. Not to say it dragged a bit.
I think Intercontinental was match of the night.
Yeah.
It was a solid match. Yeah, the finish kind of is a bit weird, but I think I wouldn't mind either one of these winning. I wouldn't mind if Gunther won. I wouldn't mind if Randy won. But yeah, I think a lot of people think, well, if you're going to be serious about Gunther being a world champion, he needs to win King of the Ring, and he has. So chances are this summer ends with Gunther as a champion again.
Yeah.
Would not surprise me.
Yeah.
And then we moved over to our main event: Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul for only the undisputed WWE Championship, not title for title, because of lawyers. Has SmackDown taught us lawyers?
Because of painting yourself into a corner booking rise and needing to get out of it fast.
Yes. So I think the moment it became just for the belt, I think we knew where this was going. But didn't stop it being like a silly, fun main event match. There's a lot of the power. First question: why do all of Cody's opponents do the crossroads on him?
I don't know. Maybe it's an easy move.
It's not effective for them. Even Roman shouted it in his match. He's like, I don't like this move. It sucks.
Because whoa.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, because you haven't done that. You don't do the power of the rah before you do the spin, that sort of things. So I think that the big fundamental question, or the big fundamental storyline going into this match, other than it's just for Cody's belt, so Cody's winning, is whether or not Logan Paul was going to use a pair of brass knucks. Because at a countdown show before SmackDown, he went, I'm not going to use knuckles. I'm not going to use my brass knuckles. I'm going to give them to Michael Cole. Michael Cole can look after them. And then on SmackDown, we had a very silly final face-to-face where it's like, I don't have any brass knuckles on me. It's the referee can check. It's like, we found some in your pocket. How did they get there? These aren't even my pants. I don't know why they got there. I'm just Logan Paul. I'm an honest person with a nice green Minecraft jacket. You can't prove anything. And then it comes to the match. And one of the big turning points of the match is the bloody producer from his podcast or business manager gives him the brass knuckles, and he does a good old-fashioned gut punch. And that upset Michael Cole. Michael Cole got really upset.
It got to the point even like Corey Grace had to step in.
Don't get heated, Michael. You kept telling us how freaking hot it was.
It was 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Won't someone please think of Michael Cole? Someone get him a fan.
Please, Michael, I'm begging you, please give us a Rebel report in every premium live event. Please. I live for this shit. I live for this.
Glasgow might be Glasgow, depending on how the summer goes for the United Kingdom. It might be mild, or it might just be kind of wet and windy or something like that. And just like, someone get him a poncho. Someone get him a poncho again.
Well, it's a bit rainy over here in Edinburgh. It's not even
Glasgow,
Edinburgh.
get the city.
It's not even Edinburgh, Michael. That was deliberate, Dane. That was deliberate.
So, despite the brass knuckles shenanigans, there were some big moves going on. There was a Cody cutter that tried to go through a table, didn't go through a table, but looked awfully painful at the same time.
Oh God, yeah.
And then you have the drone 360 shot of Logan Paul.
That was amazing.
Having a good old drink of Prime, doing a Triple H spit out, and then doing a big old frog splash again for a moment.
I'm gonna bone a pick with you. You talked all over my cheap Popeye gag yesterday. I was doing a da 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 la 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 la, and the whole time you were just shouting right through the whole thing about how incredible it was, and there was me doing the whole Popeye thing, and I was singing it, and now I'm going to say it here. I want him to drink a little bit of Prime before doing something crazy in nearly every premium live event match, so I can sing Popeye to it.
I mean, I know it was Logan Paul, but please do more of those shots. They even had the drone at one point, like over the kind of sky going.
Oh yeah,
the ring.
you saw the drone kind of moving around. It might be dependent on where they're having the event, because some places might say you can't do drone photography. It's like, for example, when they did Backlash in Puerto Rico, and you had that flying one that went through the stadium into the arena, and that was really cool. That sort of stuff. So maybe there's more. I mean, if they're getting lots of good feedback from that, I hope that encourages them to do a bit more, especially from maybe like the stadium shows.
Yeah.
Especially, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, all things came ahead where good old Cody, he was going to use those brass knucks again to the chagrin of Michael Cole. Disappointed father Michael Cole in Logan Paul there. But the Saudi actor and comedian, and I apologize if I'm about to butcher this name, Ibrahim Al-Hajjad, stopped him, and Logan pushed him away and said, "Who the hell are you?" And then Cody Rhodes just grabbed him and went, "I'm Cody Rhodes, bitch," and did 3 crossroads for the win. Now, what I didn't realize is earlier on in the match, when Cody's going for the uppercut when he's on the floor, Logan caught it and just went, "I'm Logan Paul, bitch." I thought without hearing that bit, I thought basically Logan Paul was just being mean, and Cody's like, "I'm Cody Rhodes, bitch. I win."
Oh, I could not stop laughing at that. I really couldn't. Oh gosh. So good. I mean, yeah, obviously Prime it's just like the match, it was really good, and there was egos at some point, especially with Logan, because obviously that's his stick.
That's his stick. It's like how Cody came down. It's like, you could be an amazing wrestler. Stop taking shortcuts and do this full time. Yeah. I mean, that might have been a subtle WWE dig of just saying, "Hey, why not do this full time?" And instead of drinking all that Prime stuff at the same time. I don't know. The interesting thing I did know is, like, I'm right in thinking the Prime sponsorship should be for every PLE. Was there a reason it wasn't on? It might have been a Saudi reason why it wasn't on this one.
There wasn't an awful lot of sponsorships at all in this show. If you
not even the middle of the ring.
I think it might have been just a soul. Let's talk about Jeddah only. That might have been the thing.
I think the sole sponsorship we had here was Saudi Arabia because of the tourism.
Yeah. And then they talked about the WWE experience a lot, and you had adverts for that a lot as well. Even announced Crown Jewel's going to be there in November, so it's like, okay, fine, fair
2nd of
enough.
November, yeah.
But no, fun main event. It's overbooked nonsense. It's entertaining. Cody and Logan did stuff. I'm not annoyed.
I wasn't really feeling it, and then by the end of it, it really sold me. I think these two should clash again in about a year or two's time. I hate this every time. I hate that Logan is just so good at this.
I think we're all in agreement now. The fact that he is a very good wrestler. He acts the part so well, and it's just like it's him. It's down to a T now. I think it's great he's in it now, because it kind of does add to the very heel dynamic of like, I'm going to try and screw you over every time. I know it's repeatable, but
I do think there is an element that you could probably argue Logan being WWE champion or World Heavyweight champion at some point isn't not going to happen. I think it might happen down the line. Probably when there might be a nice quiet lull for them to kind of go, hey, big news, YouTubers champion.
The other thing is as well, is not a lot of people really know this, but like Logan could be on any show. He is one of the rare ones where he can literally pick and choose where he is. It's literally only because he is the current United States champion that he's currently tied to SmackDown, but he is a free agent. He can literally go wherever he wants. He's not even in a drafting pool because he's lucrative. His contract states he can be anywhere at any time.
Why can't they have like a stable of YouTubers? You've got KSI, you have Speed, you can get see if Mr. Beast actually wants to turn up. Maybe Markiplier, maybe we were talking about this a lot. It's like which other YouTubers could just turn up?
Make Harriet really, really happy and have an Aaron Hansen there.
Oh no, I'm more Dan.
I know you're more Dan, but Dan hasn't been in a boxing match.
No, that's true. Aaron has been. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I imagine Dan would be more like the fanciful valet.
He'll be the one holding the crowd.
Dan will be his entrance music singer.
Yes.
There we go. Oh. Now we got Harry excited.
There we go. Book it, Trips. Book it.
But a bit of fun. It was a good match. I was expecting it to be.
I like this from Colony in the chat. Jacksepticeye flips someone and yells laugh at the audience.
I was about to say they were going to say that, but also they said, let's just move on from hating Logan, please. No, but also love you.
Slaps the ring post instead of the board. Laugh.
It's like laugh. It's like you haven't won a match yet, Jack. Laugh. Sponsored by Top of the Morning Coffee. There we go. And then all their different brands like Cloak and all that will end up in the ring. And it's like, all right, fine. Why not? If it gets them involved in shenanigans, why not?
Yeah.
Why not, indeed? And yeah, that just generally brought us to the end of King and Queen of the Ring. And it, like we said, it was a fun mini filler show, pretty much. And we're off to Glasgow in about 3 weeks for Clash at the Castle.
Yay.
Well, we're not actually going because my word, I do not have the money for a single ticket.
No.
Please, future reference. Really love this. 2 things to do to tweak this. Please have the semis happen the same time as the finals on the King of the Ring. Is what made it work. And also, please give it another name rather than King and Queen of the Ring. That's a mouthful.
It's a very big mouthful, yeah.
Let's just call it like Monarch Anarchy or Anarchy with a Monarchy. Oh, there you go. I think someone's probably done that joke. Anarchy with the Monarchy. They can hold it at Windsor Castle. It'll be fun.
I think Felf is offering their floor space on the chat as well.
I mean the tickets alone are expensive. I mean,
it's like it is. If I want to sit up in the nosebleed seats, I need 300 quid.
I'm still annoyed at the fact that a single ticket for one is more expensive than the double for SmackDown and Clash of the
And this is how it's like. This is like the downside of going. Oh, we've got the highest gate. Yeah, you got the highest gate because you've got the most fucking expensive tickets on sale.
I'm still going to get an email in a week's time saying there's still tickets available, and I'm like, no.
Oh, was it when I kicked off about Money in the Bank, or when the original Clash of the Castle in Cardiff was like still silly money, and I said people went, well, tickets are £30. They said it on the site. It's like, Yeah, but they're not there now, are they?
They're the ones to go quick, you know.
It's
Yeah.
like me and my rant about concept trailers and fan things yesterday. Anyway, that's a completely different BunkaMania geek culture stream right there.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What was it?
But yes, I mean, we got Clash of the Castle. I think that's going to be a fun show.
Yeah.
It'll be a good audience there, Glasgow. And then we go into Money in the Bank, and then it's SummerSlam. Then it's
Bash
Bash
at
at Berlin.
And then after that, only on Survivor Series, then Crown Jewel. So
I think it'll be Crown Jewel, then Survivor Series.
that's it.
There's
yeah.
probably going to be either Fastlane or Extreme Rules, just somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Because they don't do any like PLEs now in December, or if they do them, it's like, well, no, because
Very start.
It's
The
very
very-
start.
yeah. It probably if anything, it'll be an NXT show, if anything, because we've
Yeah.
also got Battleground in like 2 weeks as well.
Oh yes.
I
that's
am
the
actually
next
looking
biggest
for-
filler, yeah.
I'm going to watch that because it looks
Yes.
fascinating.
It looks
I
like
don't
fun.
mean filler in a bad way. I mean in between, like the
Yeah.
main, like the other pay-per-views. So
Because that's when
I'm
we
looking
start-
forward to that.
That's when we start lining up the ducks for like Mania 41.
Hmm.
in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And whether or not Final Boss comes back for more shenanigans.
Oh well,
Yeah.
won't be for a while with that, but yeah.
But yes, well, in terms of BunkaMania content, we should hopefully be doing something tomorrow about AEW Double or Nothing.
There will be something for sure.
There
We'll
will
try
be
and work
something.
something out because me and Harriet for sure we will be watching Double or Nothing. So there will be some reps there. We're hoping Jeremy will be a part of it. We really do. We hope so, but we also understand if he can't. So for sure, something will be happening. We just need to work out the logistics of it.
Yes, I hope something will hopefully be happening tomorrow. Just hit the follow button on the Twitch channel. Completely free to do so to be notified when we go live. It's the same as well on YouTube. Give the video, if you've enjoyed the content today, give the video a like and also hit subscribe. You'll be notified when live and pre-recorded content for BunkaMania goes live as well. And yes, I think that is pretty much bringing us to the end of today's show. So before we go, let's find out where people can catch up and engage with content from our lovely contributors, starting with Matty.
You can find me on Twitter under MattyBoo Tweets, and you can find me on Threads and Instagram under MattyBoo Super. Just put it out there. I think you can mostly find me on Instagram. That's the social media that I look at the most. You can also find me on this lovely platform known as Twitch under MattyBoo Twitches. Taking a bit of a hiatus at the moment. Stay tuned for that. I'm hoping to do some streams this week, but it's a matter of scheduling. And that's pretty much it for me, apart from the fact you can also see me just fawning over Bisexual Undertaker. And I was really sad he wasn't on this show. But there we go. Ta-da!
And Harriet.
You can find me on Twitch here, Harriett _MangaGirl. I'm streaming Hi-Fi Rush at the moment on Tuesdays, continuing that hopefully this Tuesday. On Twitter, you can find me at MangaGirl232. On YouTube, youtube.com/MangaGirl232 again. I'm currently reacting to Monday Night War from Parts Unknown, which has been fun. And I usually post everything on my Twitter anyway, what I'm doing week to week. So you can find me mainly on there and kind of catch up on stuff I'm doing on there.
Awesome. And you can follow me over at Twitch at the Dekker Dane, all one word. I stream mostly on Mondays. It's watch along. We watch things from YouTube. And every so often I will do a gaming stream over the weekend. We did one yesterday. We had a fun team outing. We had a fun team outing yesterday on Fortnite, which I think went very
so
well.
much fun.
It went very well.
Teamwork.
Sometimes it was utterly terrible, and Matty didn't get in the van. And then I tried to help Harriet, and I fell off a ledge. And even when I needed Harriet's help, she was just off.
I'm
down the course.
Blasted.
I'm the best at two things, guys. Right? What I bring to the team is a large array of explosives, and my navigational skills are second to none. And I'm sticking to that.
Fair enough. But
God.
yes, hopefully, I think we're probably inclined to do more of those streams in future.
Yes,
So if you definitely want to be, if you definitely want to join us on that, just follow me over at the Dekker Dane, and hopefully we'll have more Fortnite shenanigans very, very soon. But until then, thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely bank holiday weekend for everyone this weekend. Sun is kind of still going. I'm off to the cinema to see Hitman this afternoon. I'm not waiting until Netflix puts it on. I'm going to go to see it at the cinema. And yes, we will see everyone very, very soon. So until next time, until me. Until next time, I've been there getting joined by MattyBoo and by Harriett, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Goodbye, and sounds the royal trumpets.